Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to Viva con Agua Music presents Faraway Friends. So Viva con Agua founded their own label, Viva con Agua Music, in order to raise funds for water, sanitation, and hygiene products all around the world. And their first record, Rain is Coming, is inspired by the sounds of water and the people that they met through their travels through India. And Rain is Coming is a part documentary, part fiction, and about the magnificence of life and the dedication to those protecting life. So without further notice, we're going to introduce the founder, Agnes, Fritz.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to be here today for Viva con Agua and also Viva con Agua Music. Viva con Agua is an all-profit organization, or better, a collective, to raise funds for our vision and mission, water for all and all for water. Up until today, 2.2 billion people all around the world do not have the access to clean drinking water. In the past 15 years, since Viva con Agua was founded, we have had the honor to work with a lot of different artists and musicians from all over the world. So in the last years, it came naturally up that the universal languages of music, arts, and sports are the best to connect cultures. So whenever we go somewhere, we invite musicians and artists to come with us and to meet different peoples and cultures. And so last year, there was a project trip to India to see the water projects there. In India, 7% of the population do not have access to clean drinking water. 7% does not sound really so much, but it's like 100 million people. It's more than the population of Germany. So due to the groundwater levels sinking in India, more than 600 million people in India are afraid or do have the problem that they will not have the access to clean drinking water in the close future. So it was a very honor to have a travel together with volunteers and supporters from Viva con Agua to India. And now, before I would like to introduce you to Faraway Friends, I would like to show you the documentary we did last year in India. Thank you. Welcome to the Q&A session. First of all, I would like to ask if there's any questions coming up. Yes.
We have two questions here.
Yes.
If you wanna,
yeah, thank you. So the first question is, are you planning to help out in other places like South America?
Well, I'd say that goes mainly to you, right? Because, yeah, I think there's a connection between the... I can't hear myself, but I hope outside it's fine. I think there's a connection between the social work that you do and the music we are making and the social label that you're trying to start. So, of course, like from the artist perspective, we would love to be connected to other artists all around the world and extend this collective that we've just started. And but yeah, the actual work has to be done by organizations like Viva con Agua and Welthungerhilfe.
So maybe I'm also not standing just in front of you asking you the questions, but also be part of the answers. So Viva con Agua is mainly now working with countries like Ethiopia, Nepal, Uganda, India, and also South Africa. We want to build really communities and relationship between individuals. So, so far we're not planning to go to South America. First of all, because we think it's also important to be there with the people we already met and start to also deepen the work we're already doing. But we're like we are collective and constantly growing. So I'm sure that more and more people will also be part of our work, and then maybe there will be the time where we can extend our work also to South America.
Thank you. Can I add something?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. I think for us as artists, we are also trying to create some space in the art world to really engage with the crisis of today, and we hope that more people do that all around the world, whether it's in South America or in Europe or North America or Africa or wherever. So yeah, I hope.
For me personally, it was very eye-opening this year to really say, okay, why not create a different music structure? So why not create a social music structure when music also could give something back and support for a better cause? It doesn't have to be clean drinking water, but that's what Viva con Agua is doing since many years. But the whole music business could be changed and could be also used for something social. You also wanted to add something?
Yeah, I was just thinking about this question. Are you going to help somewhere? So because that made me think of this trip that we made and how I felt there actually, because I was going there as an artist. I didn't really know in the first place what I was actually doing there. So it was not like I felt I'm going somewhere and I'm helping. I tried to play my role in this, and I was actually questioning it a lot and asking myself, can I even do anything here? Like, or am I in the wrong place maybe? So what the trip did teach me is that music can be building a lot of bridges. And I came back from this trip with this urge to do that more. So I'm really happy to be involved in this social music thing now, where I can use what I can do to at least raise awareness for something, or work on the all over structure and help create that, because that's something that might support the real work that is done on the ground then.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more explanation to the work on the ground, because there was also another question, how well we are received by local authorities. For me, India is the last country I haven't visited for like Viva con Agua projects, but you can maybe add to it. But so far, like for example in India, it's not the question of how well we are received, but it's Viva con Agua supporting local organizations and authorities and institutions and individuals. So it's more a capacity building project where we support the people on the ground. So they are doing the work. And they are fighting, like the Chalzahelis, for the right to water. So it's not us going there and helping. This is really something which we do not want to use anymore as a wording as well, because we want to establish systems and structures where the people are able to help themselves. So in Uganda, for example, we have our own legal entity. We have Ugandan colleagues who are doing the same what we are doing here, like also organizing events and activities and raising awareness and funds in the same country for the country. So maybe you want to add something what you had in mind when you were there in India.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, that makes me think again of how happy I am actually that we took from, like, what we took home from this trip was a connection that extended longer than the trip. And that's very, very important. Like, what we created together is not just a thing that you do on a social trip and then you come back with this one video, but we really made a connection. And that's when I learned that this what Viva Con Agua is always saying, that they are trying to build these connections. In this case, I felt like it really worked, and we just made a real connection between humans, which led to us working on this record for over a year, and now we can again use it and put it back to the places where it's where it's helping maybe to raise awareness and create nice environments. And
yeah, for me personally, how I got involved in this project was actually I am also an urban ecologist, and so I was researching with one of the water organizations that Viva Con Agua is partnering with to then fund and the Tarun Bharat song, and that's how the funds reach to the ground. And what's really interesting to me is how this organization is not, like you said, it's capacity building. It's not going there to dig wells. It's not putting in money to create wells, but it's actually supporting the people in reviving indigenous knowledge and really celebrating with them the work that they're doing. So in the documentary, you can see these women who work so hard. They are so encouraged by this kind of support and this kind of celebration when people from the outside come and encourage them and celebrate this kind of, this beautiful work that they're doing, that they have managed to create for themselves. It's really powerful. So I hope that answers. What was the question?
Yeah, no, there's like different questions now coming up. I will sum up too.
Yeah,
cool. So it would be nice if you both could maybe tell the audience here a little bit more about the record itself, the meaning, all the ideas you put behind, and maybe also a special moment during the project travel where you felt something, or where maybe the idea also came up to do something more.
The record's called Rain is Coming, and Rain is a really special event for us back home because it's only 2 months in the year, and it's the only time when people can collect water, especially in the rural areas. So we wanted to celebrate rain in the record. The record. I'm stuck. You go.
You're stuck? Okay. Well, for me, the record started out with David, our producer, collecting water samples. Like when we were traveling, he had the self-built underwater microphone that he just stuck into all the ponds, and he kept asking people to throw things into the water and stuff, recording all these samples. So he was actually already really productive on the trip. He made like beat sketches and used the water sounds to build instruments later, and this is how the production started. And then when we met on the trip, I don't know, we were planning to make like one song together, or like spend a day and then talk about something, create something. But then it turned out to be super, I mean, we had such a nice discussion. We had so many topics to speak about, and then we realized that we were not able to make a song right now, but that we had so many ideas that we could fill more than just a song. So basically the idea of the album was created in that moment when we met, because we were thinking, wow, this is more than just meeting once. And then we tried to go on with it, and then we really put some work in and realized, we got you here to Vienna. We worked there. We worked on Skype even before it was
Corona
and cool.
The usual.
And So there's a lot of layers actually. So the album became the project became something that grew bigger and bigger, and you can't imagine the amount of talking that went into it. Like
and
so
discussing.
many.
And then slowly we realized that it was bigger than just the music. And then a lot of our other friends joined us, like filmmakers, visual artists. So we decided to turn it into a collective. And then Viva Con Agua started a social music label, and now we're all here
on
doing
this trip together.
With David still as a faraway friend in Austria.
Sending lots of
go
love
on
to
in the next
Vienna
month.
at the moment.
are you also recording with local artists?
Yeah, so a lot of local artists are featured on the record. We wanted to not speak for them, but really have their voices represent what they stood for. And so David not just recorded sounds of water, but a lot of chants of the local people and some local singers, some local musicians who were playing, old Indian instruments. And they became all the instrumentation on the record. Really, there's hardly any harmony. It's all harmonic, but there's hardly any harmonic instruments, apart from a few songs which have some piano and some guitar. But mostly it's samples that David made and then turned them into synth sounds and created music with. Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to add, because that's something that I also think is very important about the record, that it's not only us singing, but we also took original voice samples from speeches people gave, or even like a person we met that sung a song about 3 rivers. It's on the record just as it was, and David built music around it. So just as with the social work, sometimes we were thinking it's not nice to, speak about these topics all the time from our perspective, but also make room to let people shine when they really have something to say. And I think that's a similarity between those things, because sometimes it's better to take a step back and give people the room to do what they are already doing, and not showcase oneself all the time. So I'm happy that we kind of did that with that album, I think. Yeah.
There's another question. Can you tell us more about the record? You did it. And how your different backgrounds has informed it? Because you met coming from different also musical backgrounds and urban ecologists. How did this informed it and influence it?
I think, like Keno was saying, there's so many layers to the record. There's songs about, the earth, the trees, the seasons, the water, the communities. There's so many different layers, and then there are languages. There's the German bit, the Hindi bit, the English. It's a complex little thing with little stories to tell from different perspectives. So you have to listen to the record to find out. Yeah.
So thank you. I think
Thank you.
time is shortly over, but I would really like to tell the audience that the whole record will come out on the World Water Day, which is the 22nd of March next year. But until then, we will have a lot of singles coming out and things going on. And so please check out Faraway Friends. So drip by drip, you will see more and more from the record. And then, it would be nice if you could listen to it and also connect with us and be part of the collective. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you too, and thank you for listening.